Bunny Folger's murder is solved and Mabel, Charles, and Oliver find themselves at the center of another mystery after the Only Murders in the Building Season 2 ending. Starring Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short, the critically acclaimed Hulu show returned to rave reviews and another twisty batch of episodes. This time around, the podcasting trio is being framed for the murder of Bunny Folger, the president of the Arconia's board, and their investigation will not only give them another hit season of their eponymous podcast, but it will also clear their names of any wrongdoing. Mabel becomes the focus of the police's investigation, purely because she is found kneeling over Bunny's body, but Charles and Oliver also become wrapped up in the murder because of their association with Mabel. A vast list of suspects is revealed with both old and new characters in Only Murders Season 2, but as the investigation narrowed its focus, most were left by the wayside. Nina Lynn, the new board president, was quickly revealed to be innocent of the crime, as were other Arconia residents like Howard and Amy Schumer. As the weight of the accusations bore down on her, though, Mabel became increasingly paranoid and teamed up with Theo Demas to try and track down the killer herself. This unlikely duo discovers that Detective Krebs, Michael Rappaport, is somehow involved in the murder. As the lead investigator on the case, though, all hope seems lost until they have a major breakthrough. Podcaster Cinda Canning becomes a suspect after her assistant Poppy reveals herself to be Becky Butler, the subject of All Is Not Okay in Oklahoma, who is thought to be dead. It seems that Tina Fey's character may be the mastermind of Bunny's murder, but the Only Murders in the Building Season 2 ending throws out another twist, revealing the real killer and setting up a new mystery to be solved. Bunny's killer revealed and explained. In order to expose Bunny's real killer, Charles, Mabel, and Oliver throw a killer reveal party. While they make it look like they believe Poppy and are trying to expose Cinda, they have their sights set on the bespectacled assistant. Poppy already has resentment for Cinda, and it finally comes to the surface when Cinda offers Mabel a podcast in the wake of the Bunny investigation. Poppy unleashes her anger on Cinda, and, when she begins sneezing, because she is allergic to Mrs. Gambolini, it is discovered that Poppy is actually Bunny's real killer. Poppy hoped to earn the attention of Cinda and produce her own award-winning podcast, and, using the help of Detective Krebs, she thought that she could do this by building a story from the ground up. Every clue that Poppy was Bunny's murderer, one of the first major clues, and the one that ultimately tips Charles, Mabel, and Oliver off, is Poppy's allergies. After discovering Bunny's body, Mabel remembers the killer sneezing before going into the Arconia's secret passageways. Lucy also heard the killer sneeze when she was hiding in the walls waiting to hear back from Charles. During the killer reveal party, Poppy begins sneezing in the presence of Mrs. Gambolini, tipping Mabel, Charles, and Oliver off that she is, in fact, the killer. Another major clue to the murder of Bunny was her final words, thought to be 14 and savage. While the number was correct, Bunny was actually saying sandwich instead of savage. When Charles, Mabel, and Oliver meet with Poppy at the diner Bunny frequents, Poppy orders a liverwurst and marmalade sandwich, which is number 14 on the menu. This also tips off Mabel, Charles, and Oliver. Finally, the matchbook discovered at the crime scene ends up being integral to identifying Poppy as the killer. The saliva found on the matchbook belongs to none other than Becky Butler, and while this confuses Detective Williams, Mabel knows exactly why a supposedly dead girl's DNA is at a New York crime scene. Poppy had confessed to Mabel that she was, in fact, Becky Butler. This is the key to Mabel realizing that Poppy is the killer and likely helped her in convincing Cinda to set up her assistant at the killer reveal party. Who killed Ben Glenroy? Did Charles do it? Only Murders Best Season 2 celebrity cameo happens in the final minutes of the Only Murders in the Building Season 2 ending. Marvel star Paul Rudd is introduced as Ben Glenroy, and, before long, he ends up dead on a Broadway stage. The murder of Rudd's character is positioned as the big mystery of Only Murders in the Building Season 3, and right now, things aren't looking good for Charles. There is a known rivalry between the two actors, one that leads them to exchange words right before the curtains on the show. Charles tells Ben to stay away from her and that he knows what Ben did, but it's unclear what all of this means. One thing is almost certainly clear, though it is very unlikely, that Charles murdered Ben. It would be out of character for Charles to become a murderer, and while nothing is out of the question on a twisty show like Only Murders, the murderer is likely someone else. Will Paul Rudd be in Only Murders in the Building Season 3? Only Murders expertly lays out clues to the killer in each season, and it has already begun to do so for Season 3. While Paul Rudd likely won't be a major star of Only Murders in the Building Season 3, there is a year-long time jump to explore that his character Ben Glenroy could prominently feature in. Only Murders has utilized the flashback format in Season 1 and Season 2, so it's likely they will do the same to explore the circumstances leading up to Ben's death and lay the foundation for the new killer to be revealed. It seems that Paul Rudd will likely have a role that is comparable to Bunny's role in Only Murders Season 2. What happened to everyone during the one-year time jump? While much mystery remains, when it comes to the time jump in the Only Murders in the Building Season 2 ending, some things are clear. The year after solving the murder of Bunny seems to have been a prosperous one for Charles, Mabel, and Oliver. Mabel mentions that the year has been murder-free, which is always a plus. Additionally, Oliver is debuting a Broadway show that he directed in the final minutes of Only Murders in the Building Season 2. Charles has a starring role in the play and his relationship with Lucy seems to be on solid ground. There is still some conflict, though Charles clearly does not get along with Ben, and something has occurred between the two that could potentially paint him as a suspect in the murder. Fortunately, it seems like answers will be forthcoming when Only Murders in the Building returns for Season 3.